You know, it feels like with my sunroof down, it's like, what a sunny day. I'm actually in the middle of the Texas storm, and here I've got my sunroof down, and the Sun and Saturn are conjuncting in Aquarius, and it's ice. Yeah, that's right. My truck is an ice sickle right now. So we got a lot of things to talk about. I'm gonna close that. It's a little cold outside. It's about 28 degrees. What's going on, everybody? And the highways are closed, and I'm a California boy. The last time I dealt with anything like this was the last time the North Node was in Taurus at 28, 29 on my moon. I literally went through the town I lived in when I was in one of the towns I was stationed in the Navy. I'm outside now. I'm west of San Antonio, going through this crazy storm. Hey, what's going on? I bet you it's worse in Dallas because I saw it's really fucking cold. I was like, my Leo ass got my ass humbled by this Sun and Saturn in Aquarius. I was like, oh yeah, like, okay, let me go out to my car. You know, like I could take all my shit. It's fucking like 24 degrees. Fucking my whole truck was ice. The doors wouldn't even open without cracking ice open. I was like, when was the last time I had to fucking de-ice my windshield and like scrape my windshield? I was like, fuck. My Leo ass got humbled today. And then, you know, part of it is me not freaking out, and all of us right now, not to freak out about with this Mercury station, right? Doesn't come out of, you know, retrograde until tonight. So it's like, I'm talking right now, what's today? February 3rd, 2022. So, and it's in Capricorn. It's like, you gotta like, it's the only thing holding us right now. Believe it or not, this Mercury retrograde and all these planets in Capricorn, they're trying to hold us together as the Sun and Saturn are meeting in Aquarius without Jupiter there now. So it's like, we're really feeling the fucking isolation or the cold or the change that we really need to make that's taking us to different places, and it's uncomfortable and we have to grow up. Then you got Jupiter and Neptune and Pisces. So then it's like, we are way out there, right? The Sun is with all this out there energy just being in Pisces and Aquarius alone. Now add Saturn conjunction, while all these planets are going to be direct together for about 84, 85 days. It's a big moment, and you can't freak out before this moment happens. It almost feels like, you know, some people could lose it right now, and I just don't want people to lose it. And remember, there's so many good things that are happening, just they're really kicking into gear fully with all the planets direct. But that's not till tonight. I mean, I'm doing this as a live, so you know what I mean? Like, it's not like people are probably gonna watch this later on and be like, oh, everything's direct, I feel fine now. But I think it's important for people to not miss out. So don't have FOMO at all, right? It's about not having FOMO, right? Like that's a fear in any direction is something not to have. But we have to be, it's very difficult with Jupiter and Neptune and Pisces because it feels like, you know, dreams are infinite. We can have any dream we want in life. But, you know, we do have to kind of pick the dreams here with all this Capricorn. And with Mars and Venus that are going to start conjuncting over these next couple of weeks here, and all month actually, especially through Capricorn, I mean, we do have to set some sort of direction, you know? We have to put our mark on where we're going. And so we can have everything that we really want, but we have to pick what we want in it all, you know? Oh, thanks for the super chat. Lakers pod? I'm sorry, it's really small and I'm driving. You know, it's hard. There's so many Yeah, I like how Divine Maxine said, exact, choose wisely. You know, it's definitely a time to choose as wise as we can. But that brings pressure. Decisions bring pressure. Capricorn brings pressure because you have to make a choice, but you can't get too rough on yourself. Jupiter and Neptune and Pisces they're divinely guiding us to the choices. And we have to be easy, like being compassionate and take care of ourselves in a way of like going, you know what? God's got this figured out. It's above my pay grade. And I know that God, your ancestors, I know like my dad's guiding me in the right direction. Like we all have somebody we've lost in life, right? Whether it's your grandparents or your great grandparents, no matter how old or young you are, we have God, we have our families from beyond now guiding us. Or if you want to get real new age, this, North Node just left the Pleiades, right? So the Lightworkers have been called. And it's weird because when the South Node was in the Pleiades cluster, which was in 2012, like we all just were like, it's going down, we're all light workers, we're making it happen. Now it's kind of like, are we gonna get through this? And we are. And we have to see that, and we have to, it's not even about believing it, it's just about knowing it already, and it's already set in stone that we're gonna break through all these crazy things. And you know what, we're gonna realize, I think, at the end of the day, that there wasn't anything crazy going on. It was just how the mass psychosis was happening, people getting caught up into it, and us having to be embedded in the collective and be doing the work on the collective. And that's not an easy job, because imagine, we'll use, I know this example might be a bad one, but imagine like a frontline healthcare worker, but like having to take on millions of patients at once. It's overwhelming. And for all of us that are in this awakening, it's difficult. It's not easy. It's not the most fun thing to go through either, I know, and I know there's a lot of people, and including myself, we talk about all this stuff that's going on in the 3D, about all this crazy stuff. But I'm not saying to transcend any of it either. I'm not one of those people. But I just think right now, these energies are so high vibrational for us to really create, the changes in the collective. And they're not from what you're hearing on television. They're not from what you're hearing from politicians. It's not what you're hearing from there. It's from what you're hearing from God and your soul and our light work community and our true ascended, love, angelic realm. But it's all connected through the divine, the source, the one, the holy of the holiest. And that's really what Jupiter and Neptune is. We're lucky. We're so lucky. But I covered in my 2022 horoscope, which you watched, a long one, my lecture about it. But when Jupiter and Neptune were in Pisces last in 1856, I mean, you had people who believed God, had told them that it was okay for slaves, that they wouldn't do good on their own without the South taking care of them. So you have to remember that people that are doing the crazy shit out there in the world like that, they actually believe that, and it's kind of weird because they're not using God this time, they're using science, or they're using whatever weird shit they're into, or pleasing like the media, or pleasing fame. It's like they're holding some other entity as the divine when it's not. It's like you just stay with the divine source and the beauty and the freedom, and you'll be fine. And I know it looks crazy. I mean, this is what people the whole Civil War was about in America, was that people actually believed that keeping slaves was better for them. And we're seeing it over again. And so we're lucky to be awake for this, and lucky to help the collective one day at a time. Right now, take 1 hour at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time. The magic's in each minute, not out on the horizon. You know? Because the horizon's so big anyway. We have a lot of space to cover. We have a lot of life to still live. You know, I think deprogramming, I only have so much time, helps you get rid of FOMO. But at the same time, it's like, show up to life. That's what Mars and Capricorn is about. Show up. That's what Saturn and the Sun and Aquarius is about. Show up. What can we do to connect into places we haven't connected with before? It's going to be uncomfortable, but it's going to get us to a much more spectacular place, you know? I also feel that, like, the moon, this new moon in Aquarius and this whole new Chinese New Year and the water tiger, you know, it brings us to a new space. Like, the tiger's the first animal in the race for the emperor that's alone. Remember the rat, and which we went through in 2000 or 2020, and then in, you know, 2021 we went through the metal ox, right? Like, we are now into this water tiger. It's the tiger. I don't know what happened. But, you know, we can't do things alone. We don't win the race. You know, we don't win the race of life doing it alone. That's why the tiger got in third place. Now, it's admirable to be able to understand yourself and do things alone, but we can't get to anything in life alone. You know, my phone, I don't know what happened. My phone just went back to the home screen, like, and I had to put my code in and go back on. It was weird. Like, you know, uncomfortable stuff is not fun, and especially Aquarius. Sun and Saturn's rough always, but, you know, in Aquarius, it's very odd, uncomfortable positions. Every time it's Sun, Saturn, it's uncomfortable. But when you get it in Aquarius, it's really uncomfortable. Like I'm gonna be vulnerable. Like, I don't like being in this really big cold and having icicles on my truck, and it's so cold outside, but it's so hot from the heater. But I'm like trying to find the right way. If I go too low on the heater, then I'm cold. If I go too hot, then I'm too hot. I'm also like driving, you know, and it's all ice, and I'm from California, and there's no, you know, it's like I don't have some place to go. I don't have some, you know what I mean? Just go get another hotel and wait this out, or I can barrel through and get home. I have a, you know, the Conscious Life Expo on Saturday I'm speaking at. It's like I gotta get home. We all got it's all uncomfortable situations right now, and Mercury retrograde stationing here, the stationary retrograde back to stationary direct here in Capricorn is just like, stay on a track, you know. I'm a rain person too, and I love storms. I don't like icicles on my truck, you know what I mean? I'm not really used to that one. I mean, when I was in the military at Great Lakes, Illinois, I dealt with this, but I was also 18. I'm 37, gonna be 38 this year. Like, I'm like, you know, like, I feel like, you know, our 18-year-old selves are our strongest places, you know. But maybe not. I mean, we're wiser when we're older, but still uncomfortable. It's like I'm hot, but then I'm cold. And then I'm sweating, and then it's fucking weird. not used to that. I feel like this must be, I know it's not even close, so don't take this the wrong way, ladies, but I could imagine what it's like to be a woman, I guess, in a minor way of like having to go through a menstrual cycle each month. Like this would be hell. I don't know how you all do it. I am humbled again today with that I'm a man, and women go through extraordinary difficult bodily, emotional, spiritual pressures in life that I couldn't even comprehend. And us men are weak. We couldn't handle it. Like, we might be tough and know how to like do a tool or something like that, or I don't know, you know what I mean? But like, we are weak when it comes to that shit. Like, cause I'm sitting here and fucking, I'm sweating and I'm like, but it's cold, too cold to turn off. And I'm like, and I know enough ladies in life, and I watch them through their cycles, and I'm like, I get it now more, you know, do a moment like this. And this is what you go through every month times a million. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and having your fucking hormones shifting and having to actually deal with the waste of it all, and do it without complaining, and do it and show up to work, and show up to your family, and show up to your friends, and show up to your lover. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot. Probably will take off my sweatshirt right now. Like, fuck it. While I've got a second here. Didn't even, you know, I'm like, I love driving because I don't have to do my hair, you know what I mean? Like, plus my hair's so long. Hello. I look very Leo, like, you know, when it's like this, like, hi, what are you up to? But, yeah, it's fucking ice. You know, fucking ice. Oh, shit. I put it in park to turn off fucking my sweater. Oops. People are like, this guy with his fucking California plates. Fucking, what is he doing here in North Texas? Good thing I have a fuck Biden sticker on the back. That's your ticket through. If you have California plates and you're driving through anywhere else than California or Arizona, you basically are looked at as a fucking enemy of the state, you know? So it's like, you just gotta like, good thing I got my fuck Biden sticker. I'm the only one on the whole entire, I've done 4,149 miles. I'm 1,300 miles from home, so it'll be a total of like 5,300 miles total, something like that, to come all the way across and back. And fucking, I've not seen one other fuck Biden sticker. Blew my mind. I thought I'd seen more. You hear that? Those are the icicles off my truck hitting. It's fucking crazy. So, I think during these times it's important for people to not, you know, freak out about things. We got a great cycle coming up here, and I think that the most important for those that really want to tap into the like more real, like deeper spiritual point of this all is like, you've been holding the line if you're awake for a collective, and it's been heavy as fuck. It's been heavy as fuck. And I know you're at your breaking point. And you know, Molly McCord said it really good in her horoscope yesterday about it's okay, like, because as your soul might feel like it's in a rut, and you got to be easy on yourself. And I agree with that statement so much. And I really process that, especially when it's about, like, to me, I feel like a lot of that's coming from the holding this hardcore energy for this collective that's shifting. And you can't look at it as, oh, the people won't awake and da-da-da-da. Because it's not maybe their job to. We're just here to hold space and love. Like, that's angel work. That's like being like, you know, earth angel shit. And that's, you know, it's got great payoffs, but it's great honor. This is honor, Capricorn. Honor is what Capricorn's about. And so really when you look at the things happening in the world today, you know, the big question has been is like, what's more honorable? Like in all those ways, we need to talk about them because we've all been hearing it too much. It's all we hear about. That's what every podcast now talks about. That's what everything's all about. But really Capricorn's about honor, right? And so if you're honoring the collective by showing up spiritually through seeing through all this crazy stuff, seeing the truth, it's been heavy. And so you got to find people out there that will support you as friends. Like another meetup in Miami. I like, it made me cry posting the pictures of the meetup in Miami. Like the people I met in every meetup I've always done over the last 10 years is just, it feels so good to be around other people that understand what's going on. And Aquarius is about friendship. I'm so happy I've been able to connect now with Molly McCord to be friends because I really enjoy her stuff. Like as a collective astrologer and like she's a real deep esoteric channeling, you know, like evolutionary astrologer. I just am lucky we're all lucky to have found each other in life, and we have to all start coming together more. There's no other way. This Aquarius energy, and that's what we can't miss out on. I know that the Venus retrograde brings up relationships, it brings up how to make more money. I know it brings up all these great things. But the real work where Saturn is, because the sun is conjunct Saturn, literally as the planets are all coming direct together. Literally as Jupiter's on its way to conjunct Neptune since 1856. As Mars, Venus are going to conjunct for a month. Like, let's not miss out on this collective energy that we can be doing and having friendships and connections together. The romantic stuff, the projects, the money, that shit will all follow if you're doing your collective work, you're finding tribe, you're finding the energy of doing something in teamwork, that shit will fucking come. But if you're being selfish right now, and I hate to say it, as a Leo, if you're being too fucking Leo, you gotta know your own courage, and you gotta know, like, okay, you gotta know your values and all this Taurus shit, but you've gotta still show up for the team. And you've gotta not be about just only yourself. If you're just about only yourself right now, not good. Taurus wants to build things, and it's got Uranus there. So it's like, I gotta do this with other people. I can't do this on my own. And so the dark is using this teamwork thing because it actually is the energy of what's supposed to be going down, but they're using it to make you feel like I'm part of the team because I'm just doing this. No, it's the soul work that you do. It's showing up to other people and not being afraid of them is what you do. The water bearer is not wearing a mask. Look at how the dark already fucking, that's my radar detector fucking. And that one's a real cop when it's caveman. But I love cops, by the way, but like, you know what I mean? Like there's that energy that's trying to stop us. Like, do you see the water bearer when it's pouring water? Do you see it wearing a mask and being separated and no, you pour your own water? You know what's funny in this ice shit? I don't speed. I'm literally doing 60 miles an hour. I'm just chilling back, and actually I can chill my seat back more again. Like I'm just chilling back and you know, like I'm in no rush. I don't want to die. Like I don't want to cause harm on somebody else. I love speeding and I love racing and I race jet skis and I race my cars and shit. But when I'm in my trucks, I just chill back. I chill in the slow lane. It's not worth it. It's Mercury retrograde stationing today, like back to directs, and it's all day, and I'm not about to fucking slip my truck down the side of an embankment right now in the fucking ice. It's not worth it. Not worth it, you know? I want to continue to show up for the team, and I don't even feel like I've shown up for the team fully yet, even with a network that's all about teamwork and the collective. I feel like I still have more to do. And we all have more to do. We all have to form this team. We've all been doing this work alone. Now it's about how do we do all this work together? And I don't have the answer for that, because that's something that Aquarius everybody's involved. Everybody has a part. And everybody has a part to play. And so not one person knows everybody's part. It's too much. That's too much weight anyway. Right? So I feel like that's really important to understand. And I feel like that's some of the best stuff that we can do right now in our lives, is realize, okay, I've done a lot of work, right? That's what you tell yourself. Like, I've done a lot of work, but gosh, and you can't force people to be on your team, or you force yourself to want to be on somebody else's team. That's another spiritual lesson during these times. And it can become a little difficult, because you got to let go of the controlling elements right now with Mars and Capricorn, especially because Mars and Pluto and Capricorn. Pluto's at 27 degrees, by the way. We have not seen this since 1776. I mean, I'm looking around with the ice and going, gosh, it reminds me of like George Washington at Valley Forge in the middle of the night in the fucking ice and snow and training soldiers, you know, like when they looked like they were going to lose the war, even though that was not 1776. But, you know, that was Pluto with these areas that we're coming into. And, you know, it's crazy, but I think it's an important time for us all to, you know, well, the tribe that's going to align will align, but we have to just show up energetically to be open to that, and it might feel uncomfortable. Not even might, it will. Because it's going to get you out of your comfort zone of like doing the work the way that you've been doing it on your own, and doing the work in a way that you've just been, you know, you're over, but at the same time you've kind of created your own circuitry of how you've been doing it, right? Like how you've been in your own cycle, right? Like you know, you can continue parts of that cycle, but Aquarius, many cycles now having to change, and how do we connect those new cycles in? And it's other people's cycles and our cycles, and that's why it's very hard to connect in weird ways. Especially Saturn here is trying to figure out a real way to bring a tangible, you know, multiple cycles together. So when you're in this energy, remember, when you come in contact with another person, when you come in and stuff seems exciting, that's good. But remember, there's going to be some uncomfortable energy of like, well, they have their own cycle of doing things, and I have my own, and how can we still find unification? Maybe we're not supposed to, maybe we are. You don't want to give up, though, during this very powerful time of 85 days of all the planets direct, and get through some of the uncomfortable aspects of all this stuff. You don't want to restrict yourself during this time from some very beautiful things. I know that can be, you know, difficult, but you know, I think it's extremely important during this time. And I think it will help a lot of people out, especially if they realize, hey, you know, let me learn to get out of my way, out of the place that I really want to get out of my way with. And I really want to find my team. And I really, because if you're not doing teamwork stuff, or you're not building allies and friendships and stuff, then the love stuff's not going to come. If you're in a relationship and it's going bad, maybe you two need to like build some friendships, you know? Like, I know that might be hard, but it's important. It's important. Like, I hate to say it, but they're the same energies. Romantic love is fucking beautiful, but so is with your tribe, laughing and doing. It's the same love feeling. When you're with your best friends and you're laughing and you can't stop, and you do something great and you want to show your friend something great that you just did, that you accomplished, it's the same feeling as being in a romantic love situation that you do have. It's just in a different form. It's the same shit. Love is love. And so that's where the imbalances are right now. People are looking now for the opposite, because Saturn's in Aquarius. It's like, oh shit, you know, hopefully I could just find like a lover, and that could be my only friend, and that could be my great feeling, and that could be the fucking place that solves my problems. It won't. It won't. Unless you're balancing that out right now with doing collective work, teamwork. Oh, that was some ice. Good thing I'm in a Raptor. That's why I'm doing 55, 60. You know what I mean? So, that was ice that just chucked on my windshield. Oh, I'm going slow. People are passing me. You know what I mean? It's not that bad. You have to forget. So my phone overheated because of how hot the charger was and how hot it is in here. And so I had to unplug it. I forget about that. When you're on Apple CarPlay, don't go live on YouTube. It'll overheat your phone. I just literally, it's 28 degrees outside, so I just rolled down my window and went, psh, it fucking went right on. It was like, oh, yeah, we're not hot anymore. That's how cold it is. So, anyway, I'll like end it there. Anyway, being in a Ford Raptor, there's multiple different modes. I mean, this is a truck that has a full independent suspension, full trophy off-road truck. Not, of course, like full race one, but it is the best literal vehicle that you could drive in the snow, in the dirt, anywhere. There's no other truck besides maybe the Ram TRX, but that thing has too much horsepower. So, and doesn't have the same shocks. Like this has Fox shocks 3.0, fucking fully computerized, adjusting. Like you have no idea. Like this truck is all-wheel drive if I want it to be, and of course all versions of four-wheel drive. And rock crawl mode. This truck will rock crawl. So when people are like, slow down or something, I'm going the slowest. Look at, there'll be another car that'll pass me right here. Another F-150, just 10, 15 years older and full of ice. Ready? Passing me. So, and I'm in the truck that could probably mob through this motherfucker fast, but I'm just knowing the astrology and chilling the fuck out. You know? So. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I just want to get this message out there to people on YouTube and just say I love you all, and to not freak out before this energy, and then also to just really remember the work I just talked about, but also like start trying things out. Like start trying to connect with the world in your life and the things that you want. Don't hesitate and don't let FOMO get you, but more importantly, don't miss out. And I'm not trying to put pressure. I'm coming from the most loving space. I know we need rest and we need to recuperate in areas, but you know what? The medicine of that recuperation is actually through that connection, not the disconnection. So you could be getting lots of rest and be isolated and alone, and it's not healing you. You could be eating the best food in the world and doing that. It's not healing you. The spark of connection, of friends, of teamwork, love, creating things, manifesting in beautiful energy will heal you right now. That is your greatest gift right now. I'm telling you. I know I might sound crazy, but like that's what it's at. That's where it's at. So I love you all. I'll be seeing you soon.